5 to shoot. Williams for 3. That's good. Williams has got 5 now. Darren Williams enjoying an efficient season, shooting the ball last year, 2013-14. Steve, his best field goal percentage in years.
Yeah, and over the last 2 seasons, you know, his best consistent three-point shooting. So he's become a dependable threat from long range.
You know, his ability is matched only by his energy, guys. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
Looks for Garnett. He gets it in. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty. None of the defenders wanted anything Clark to do with him on that jam.
And I do not blame him at all, partner. He was coming in with a bunch of steam, and we've got to challenge him a little bit at least.
1:44 left in the first quarter.
And Darren Williams becoming much more perimeter-oriented of late. At one point in his career, over 40% of his shots came in the paint. Now it's just around 30%.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And I think part of Darren Williams getting to the rim less often is simply that this team doesn't run like the Jazz did when he was in Utah. But this is an older team that plays more of a half-court style.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Plumlee's checked in. Now here's Lopez. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Johnson wide open. He fires. Off target from three-point range. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. Hits the three-point bomb.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
Lopez sets a screen for Williams. Lopez left side. Back to Williams. At the top of the key, Lopez. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Lopez has got his first bucket in this one.
Easy little jump shot for him right there, guys.
Out to the right wing. Stolen by Kirilenko. Williams attacking. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws.
Nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
It's his first trip to the line.
At the line for 2. Darren Williams has really good size and strength at the point guard spot. Guy, it's hard to push him off his line.
And Williams with one of the better post-up games among point guards thanks to his strength.
Yeah, shows that veteran savvy. You know, he can hit you with the fadeaway or get you up in the air and work himself to the foul line. So, you know, this guy's a handful anywhere on the court.
Plumlee with the rebound. Nets trail by 4. Here's Johnson. Finished off the break.
Yeah, he put himself in great position to finish that break off, guys.
Yep, right to the rack.
Chicago's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. 3 seconds separate. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
You know, even from here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Yep, pretty obvious. And a good call by the officials.
The Bulls shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
Well, the numbers last year for them at the line, not great. Just 73% free throw shooting as a team.
And I know the free throw shooting is an area they focused on improving coming into this season.
Johnson against Butler. Over in the corner, Williams. Outside Kirilenko. Back to Williams. Lets it go with the 3. A sensational shot at the buzzer.
And perfectly. Time. Couldn't have done it any better. How about the poise under pressure?
Well, unbelievable.
Guys, he got himself into as good a position as he could before he pulled the trigger. What a play.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
And I like the physical play we're seeing, too, because this is a club that's really pounding the paint area and scoring inside.
So for Chicago right now, Pau Gasol is out there with Dawson. Then it's P. Then there's Mr. Incredible. And it's Butler in at the 2. The Nets were poised, Steve, to make a run at things last year, but when you lose someone like Brook Lopez in the middle who meant so much and a lot of the offense was going through him like they did, you know, that gets very, very difficult.
Yeah, especially the way Brook was playing. The Nets adapted to life without Brook. They played smaller, and they really developed an effective offense and found success later in the year without Brook Lopez.
Gasol passes to Mr. Incredible. Here's Dawson. You know what? They battled on the glass but couldn't knock it down. Brooklyn leading by 4. Guys, a potent offense right now.
Yeah, Kevin, really the offense is flowing quite nicely right now.
Playing with a lot of confidence, just with some self-assurance. I like what we're seeing.
Here's Johnson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Johnson's got 5 points now this quarter.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And I would continue to do it. You know, force the defense to maybe send a double team. Now you've got other options to work with offensively.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, thank you, Kevin. As you know, Derrick Rose might be a superstar, but he doesn't lean towards the limelight. He said, I was always the kid who didn't say much. People didn't think I knew that much, but I followed everything that was going on in the room and always knew my surroundings. Paying attention to detail, that's part of being a point guard. Guys?
Certainly a cerebral approach to the game. Much appreciated, Doris. Thank you. Here's Bogdanovich. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, one thing you have to admire, respect, and appreciate with this Bulls team is they've had some really difficult luck with the injuries to Derrick Rose, but it was a no-excuse team. They never hung their heads. They competed, and they continued to win at a high level.
Here is Mr. Incredible. 10 points for him. And that one's good by Butler.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
Outside Jack. Now the pass to Bogdanovich. Back to Jack. Pass to Bogdanovich. Here's Mr. Incredible. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And the Bulls, so resilient. A lot of credit has to go to Coach Tom Thibodeau. He gets them to play with tremendous effort every game.
Well, in the front office, too, Kevin. I mean, you think about the late first-round picks that they've turned into Taj Gibson and Jimmy Butler. Very productive two-way players that have held their own when Rose was out.
And what a game for Mr. Incredible. 12 points and 4 assists. He's got more than half his team's points. Unreal.
It's like they don't even need a second or third option. I mean, he's all they need right now.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Mr. Incredible's got 4 this quarter.
Late reaction from the defense, and he's always going to make good on that.
Timeout called the Nets. Nets did a great job of winning games they needed to here at home, and it had to do with their shooting.
Yeah, you look at some of the split stats, and the Nets were an elite shooting team when they were at home.
And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Plumlee sets the pick for Jack. Pass to Bogdanovich. Jack's up a 3. The shot is off. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball.
As you said, the Nets shooting their way to most victories here at Barclays. 28 home wins. On the year for them.
Brooklyn leading by 3. Outside Jack. He kicks it to Teletovic. From the arc. Rebound by Butler.
And those 28 home wins for the Nets was the 3rd best mark in the Eastern Conference. It really shows you just how tough they were to beat in this building. You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Here's Bogdanovich. He has 6. Here's the feed to Teletovic. All sorts of time, and a great assist by Jack as that one goes in.
And that assist earned him a little nod from his teammate after the basket.
Bulls trail by 5. Cut the bucket. 16 points for Mr. Incredible.
You know, he's putting on an outstanding offensive display, and he may just be getting warmed up here.
Passes it to Bogdanovic. Puts it up, and it's Brooklyn scoring again.
It was a slow start for him, but he started to take off since we hit the second quarter, guys.
The kick out to Anderson. Back to Jack. Over to the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Bogdanovic kicks to Jack. But they get it back. He shoots again. Bulls trail by 5. And there's the pass to Dawson. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Gasol with it. Now guarded by Plumlee. Here's Mr. Incredible. Makes it off the glass. Mr. Incredible's got 8 points in the quarter.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
And even if it costs them some foul trouble, I mean, they need to start putting some bodies on bodies. Be physical.
Chicago's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter. So Plumlee with the steal. Anderson outside. To the left wing. And Jack kicks to Anderson. Pass to Bogdanovic. Fires from deep. Chicago grabs the miss. Incredible. He's got 18. Ring shot on the way. It's Chicago with another bucket. Here's Jack. It's a 3-point game. And the shot is good. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter.
Kevin, we have Brook Lopez with us. What's the...
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. And Mr. Incredible has been sensational.
You know, he spoils us with his performances game in and game out. And so far, just another big scoring night for him.
Typically, when he puts up that many points in the first half, he's going to follow it up with a better second half. We'll see if that happens here.
Down there, Kevin Garnett and Brook Lopez. Jalen Williams and Joe Johnson at the 1 and 2. And it's Kirilenko in at the 3 spot. So that's the group for Lionel Hollins as we begin the second half.
Joe Johnson is also sometimes called ISO Joe because of his ability to produce buckets going one-on-one. There's nobody better in that situation in terms of creating a shot with ease and never shying away from the big moment.
Nets leading by 5. Outside Williams. Lopez a screen. Lopez right side. Williams dishes to Lopez. Shot clock at 5. It's deflected. And Gasol sends it back. In transition, here come the Bulls.
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Still, I mean, it's startling that he'd even try that right now.
Here's Williams after the Bulls pick up 2. Garnett the pass to Williams. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And no question, he got bumped up in the shot.
Definitely no room for discussion on that one.
The Nets have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. First one falls for him.
Bulls were a team last year that just never gave up. That was their identity. You know, they didn't have a ton of talent, but they played with a toughness and a defensive mentality that always seemed to keep them moving forward.
Well, to follow up on the Bulls, that never-say-die attitude, Clark, kept them in a lot of road games. Ended up winning 21 last year.
And, Kevin, that puts them just over 500 on the road as a team. And that's really all you can hope for when you lose your star player early in the season.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Lopez sets a screen for Williams, and the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
You cannot afford to make mistakes like that here in a tight game.
Bulls trail by 3. Here is Mr. Incredible. 22 points for him. That misses, had a chance to tie it there.
Even with that miss, they're shooting 75% coming out of the break. That's a strong start to the half.
Williams kicks to Lopez. The baseline J. And yes. That one drops. And the Nets lead by 5.
Pretty much no chance for the smaller defender to block that jumper.
Yeah, he knows exactly how to use his size to his advantage there.
And it's blocked by Kirilenko. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kevin, Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau worked with Clippers coach Doc Rivers in Boston for many years, and they remain close friends, often sharing notes. Rivers said of Thibodeau, "He's the best mind I've ever been around. People keep expecting them to fall, but he holds them together. It's his system, but it's more just his way. He simply doesn't relent, Kevin."
He makes his players believe, Doris, that's something they both... Common, thank you. Now Lopez, after the missed 3 from Darren Williams. Shot clock at 6. Puts it up. Johnson can't get it to go. Bulls trail by 5. Here is Mr. Incredible, Kevin Garnett with the steal. Outside Williams. The dish to Kirilenko. Back to Williams. Shot clock at 5. Shot denied. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Butler up top. It's deflected. It's stolen by Johnson. Johnson left side. Feeds it to Williams. Outside Kirilenko. Back to Williams. Nets passing it around. Just 4 to shoot. Johnson, that's for 2. Another miss.
The rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
Yeah, they've been really strong in the paint, battling the glass. So he's slipped into quite a funk here, Clark.
I think that's a good word to describe it. I mean, the basket is looking awfully small to him at the moment.
Kirilenko with it. Butler covering. Knocked away. Williams dishes to Kirilenko. And there's the foul. It goes on Mr. Incredible. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Williams kicks to Johnson. He dishes it to Lopez. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
Brook Lopez, an elite scoring big man. Tremendous size and shooting touch. He might be the best low post scorer in the NBA.
Here is Mr. Incredible. 22 points for him.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were right in his face.
Johnson with it. At the elbow, Williams. In low to Garnett. And that one's good. And the Nets lead by 7.
And for Brook Lopez, always gifted offensively. That's a given. Where he's improved, I think, is in his defense and rebound. It takes a lot of effort to move that big body around, but he's made that commitment to really get after it, and it shows.
And Lopez, over 7 foot tall, 275 pounds, guys. Not especially athletic. And that can leave him, Steve, sometimes vulnerable defending away from the rim.
Yeah, that's why a lot of teams try to put him in pick and roll on the perimeter, just to test his agility and try to get by him to get into the paint.
Bulls shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game. The first one falls. And you look at the Bulls, a bit of a different look for them, trading away Dang. They amnesty Carlos Boozer. It seems they're shuffling the deck.
No question about it. They bring in the Spanish League MVP and Nikola Mirotic. They've had some good draft choices as well, so a lot of new bodies for the Bulls.
Rejected by Gasol. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. P. Brooklyn with the rebound. They've led by as much as 10. Outside Williams. Kicks it to Johnson. Back to Williams. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. The Nets shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. The first free throw is good. The Nets making a switch here. And he can't hit the second. Here's P. And the miss. The third quarter comes to a close. It's the Nets. They're up by 6. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. In a moment now to take a look at our State Farm assist of the game. With 6 in the game, it's been some excellent court vision from Mr. Incredible.
Well, he's been key to their ability to find the open man and really get the offense operating smoothly.
Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. So for Chicago right now, Mr. Incredible is out there with Pau Gasol. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then it's P, and it's Dawson, and at the 5. Now here's Williams. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Johnson. Good on the shot. Johnson's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Nets. Bulls trail by 8. Here is Mr. Incredible. Pass to P. Got a piece of it. Looking to end his cold spell. Off the left rim and out. Clark, one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And you love to see that, Kevin. I mean, I love watching unselfish play, and I know Steve enjoys that too.
Yeah, that's the best part of the game. I mean, a 5-man team game where the ball moves. There's so much unselfish play. It's beautiful to watch.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Lopez over to help. Here is Mr. Incredible. Corner shot. Rebound, Brooklyn. Johnson's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
You know, that putback's about as easy as it's going to get. You have to put a body on someone.
box out, that's the result you get right there.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. I was able to hear the advice Lionel Hollins gave to his team during that last break. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
Well, eventually he'll start knocking those down again. He did make 2 in the first half.
No one covering. 25 points for Mr. Incredible.
The defenders need to recognize and be alert to staying on him as we get into crunch time.
Williams passes to Johnson. Here's Lopez. Dawson with the rebound. Dawson's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here is Mr. Incredible. The jump hook, and he can't bank that one in. Nets leading by 5. Outside Williams. He feeds it to Lopez. Lays it up and banks it in.
You know, when he's in that tight with that kind of height advantage over the defender, that's going to be a pretty easy play for him.
Here's Mr. Incredible, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Mirza Teletovic. Brooklyn making some changes. Kevin Garnett is checked in for Plumlee, and Kirilenko's subbed in for Mirza Teletovic. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in, and that one's good. And that's now 27 points for Mr. Incredible.
Boy, you don't expect to get opportunities that easy coming down the stretch of a tight game.
Williams kicks to Kirilenko. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And things are going to come way too easy for him if he can get that deep post position.
I agree with you, Steve. You got to deny him the ball down there as best you can.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
In the first half, he was able to get to the line a little bit more. Let's see if he can pick it up here.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for Brooklyn.
Well, the great passing we saw in the first half has carried right over into the second.
Well, they've also really been down in with their jump shot. I mean, they have not missed much from mid-range today.
Here's Johnson. Good. Great play by Williams to shut it up. Williams has got his 4th assist in this one. Here is Mr. Incredible, guarded by Kirilenko. Outside Butler. Passes it to Mr. Incredible. Ball's knocked loose. Taken away by Kirilenko. Johnson dishes to Williams. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Out to Kirilenko. In low to Garnett. Chicago grabs the miss. Gasol's got 7 rebounds in the game. Butler from outside. Stolen. By Kirilenko. Dishes it to Johnson. Gasol with the steal. There's a minute 34 left in the 4th quarter. And there's the pass to Pete. Nails the wide open jump shot.
They'll be counting on even more points from him. That's essential if they're going to pull this game out.
Nets leading by 5. Williams kicks to Johnson. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The Bulls have gone 4 of 8 in this 4th quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Pass to Pete. It's tipped. It's stolen by Johnson. In low to Garnett. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they want. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
It's Williams with the drive. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
And he continues to search for his rhythm. It's eluded him to this point.
And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
Well, I think that pass caught him off guard, but he showed us board hands, too.
There's 38 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. kicks it to Lopez. Puts up the baby hook. He climbs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
This game's over, guys. I think we can say that with certainty.
Yeah, I agree with you there. We have officially reached garbage time.
Williams against Butler. And here is Williams. And it's going to be the Bulls off the tip. Now let's take a look at the Bulls opening lineup. P out there with Jimmy Butler. Then it's Pau Gasol. Then it's Magician. And it's Mr. Incredible in at the 3.
Brooklyn Nets going all in last season, a record $89 million in luxury tax payments on a mission to win a championship. Of course, it didn't happen, but the question is, where do they go from here?
Now here's Williams. Garnett with the screen for Williams. Passes it to Garnett. Back to Williams. Garnett, the screen. Williams kicks to Garnett. The shot misses. And it's Chicago the other way. Pass to Gasol. Here is Mr. Incredible. He's guarded by Williams. Here's Mr. Incredible. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
He's so reliable. You know, his offense seems to be consistently there for this team.
Outside Williams. And Lopez has it in the corner. Johnson outside. Clock at 6. And there's the rejection. Shot on the wing. A rebound by the Nets. Outside Williams. Kicks to Johnson. Garnett against Gasol. Garnett left side. The Nets need to get a shot off here. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
On defense, the Nets. There's the screen. Outside Butler. The pass to Mr. Incredible. Shot clock at 6. With the fadeaway. And that is good.
He doesn't need to fade away on that move. He can go straight up, make it an easier shot.
Here's Williams. Feeds to Lopez. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist.
Good defense, but you gotta love the finish with the finger roll over the top. Well, you remember when Darren Williams first got to the Nets, he was kind of a bare cupboard on that roster. Now a totally different story. He doesn't have to carry this team because he has so much more help.
Now here's Williams. And here we go, the Bulls fast break. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. 6 points for Mr. Incredible.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense has given him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter. And, you know, Darren Williams' usage rate has fallen off quite dramatically over the last 3 seasons. There's not nearly as much asked of him offensively, and I think that sits well with Darren Williams at this point in his career.
2 on the clock. From 17 feet out. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And it's the Bulls with the ball. The dive for the ball. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession.
That was an awfully risky pass, guys. Lucky it didn't wind up as a steal.
Well, it nearly did wind up as a steal, but no harm done in the end. They hang on to possession.
Johnson against Butler. And the foul on Andre Kirilenko. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Shot clock at 6. Here is Mr. Incredible, guarded by Kirilenko, and they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Nets trail by 4. Outside Williams. Outside Kirilenko. Kicks it out to Johnson. The feed to Williams. Shot clock at 6. Right side, Williams. Count the bucket. For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Here is Mr. Incredible, guarded by Kirilenko. Here's Dawson. Nailed from three-point land. Dawson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The Nets have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game.
You know that if you're a team in the East or anywhere in the NBA for that matter, when you face the Bulls, it's going to be a battle wire to wire. These guys are coming at you for the full 48 minutes. They're extremely tough within the conference, too.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Plumlee's checked in. Now here's Williams. Dishes to Lopez. Shoots a fader, and he gets the bucket.
And he should thank the defense for those 2 points. Really, nobody paid him any mind there.
The Bulls leading by 3.
Well, the Bulls just seem built to play against every other team in the East, and it's why they've made the playoffs so often. They've finished on top in recent years.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
And the basket by Johnson.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spots. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Here is Mr. Incredible. And that one's good. Mr. Incredible's got 8. And to add on with Chicago. Last year they won 35 games against the East, which was bested only by the Indiana Pacers.
Well, that's more than Miami and other teams that finished above them in the standings. The Bulls are always a factor in the East, it seems.
Here's Plumlee. Cannot hit. Good work defensively by Gasol. That's good. That's 10 points for Mr. Incredible.
And that kind of power move has become a trademark for him.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Lopez a screen. Williams dishes to Lopez. Can't connect from short range. Chicago leading by 5. And he's going up for Butler.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
Outside Williams. Pass to Lopez. A baseline J. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
12 seconds on the shot clock. 12.
Williams passes to Kirilenko. And there's the foul. It goes on Mr. Incredible. That's his first foul. Here's Johnson. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And so the first quarter is in the books. It's the Bulls up 7. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. Looking at what we've seen from the Bulls, what do you guys think?
Just the start they wanted to this game. Solid offense. They got good ball movement. Established a nice rhythm.
Yeah, not stagnant at all. Free-flowing and fluid at the offensive end.
Nets trail by 7. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for Chicago right now, they've got Mr. Incredible, P out there with Jimmy Butler. Then it's Pau Gasol, and it's Dawson in at the 5.
Here's Teletovic in his 3rd season out of Bosnia. You know, he once led the EuroLeague in scoring, and he loves to shoot. And when he gets the ball, don't expect the pass. This guy is letting it fly.
Now here is Jack. Johnson wide open. He fired. And a great assist by Jack as that one goes in.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Dawson gets the bucket. And Teletovic improving his shooting percentages last season.
I thought he really gained comfort in the NBA game, which wasn't a surprise, Kevin. Your second year, that's normally when that happens. He became an excellent stretch four, three-point shooting specialist. And, you know, ideally you put him with a really defensive-minded pivot man because he's...
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, for Doug McDermott, he feels as though he's been overlooked a lot in his career, but he's learned to let it go, saying, I've always had a chip on my shoulder because I didn't have any scholarship offers. It was more trying to prove people wrong early in my career. Now I feel like I've established myself, and I'm just playing for the love of the game. Good motivation, guys.
Man, the game's in his veins, don't you think, Doris? It's what he loves. Thank you. The Bulls leading by 6. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Outside Jack. And the foul called on Pau Gasol. That is his first foul of the game. Alan Anderson's checked in for the Nets. They set the screen. Here's Bogdanovich, and he goes in for the dunk. There it is, guys, that Olay defense. Just watching him go, Clark, right by.
I think we might be seeing which team is ready to take control of this game.
Yeah, that's a dunk that could absolutely get them going. I agree, Clark.
Here's Bogdanovich. And Jack kicks to Teletovic. Good, and Jack gets the assist. And now just a 2-point Chicago lead.
The offense has a better flow, and it actually looks better here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they've steadied themselves a little bit, trying to close this gap.
Mr. Incredible, the pass to Gasol. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Here's Jack. The Bulls getting the bucket. Plumlee sets the pick for Jack. And here's Anderson for 3. Some solid defense from Butler. Chicago leading by 4.
You know, one of the things the Nets did last year that was pretty impressive, they found value in a number of players who had been overlooked by other teams in the league.
There's a good screen. Jack, another one falls for Brooklyn.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Here is Mr. Incredible. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. He dishes it to Gasol. 6 to shoot. Here is Mr. Incredible. Oh! How did that go in?
Unbelievable. You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through. And that's not something that you get away from.
Timeout called the Nets. Mr. Incredible with a strong contribution so far in this one.
They need to make some adjustments because he's absolutely scorching.
Lopez, he's checked in for Mirza Teletovic. Chicago on defense. It's a 5-point game. And Jack kicks to Anderson. 9 feet out. Again, the Nets for 2.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
For Chicago, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Bogdanovich passes to Anderson. Outside Jack. Back to Anderson from deep. And it's Gasol with the rebound. Well, Steve, Jarrett Jack, after a season with the Warriors that saw him come in 3rd in voting for 6th man of the year, struggling mightily in year 1 of his contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Oh, what a play!
Oh, look at that.
That is a...
Bringing down the house. Unbelievable what I'm seeing here. Is this the dunk contest?
Hey, this one counts, Clark. Believe me, what confidence to attempt The alley-oop to himself.
He just couldn't resist, could he?
And Bogdanovich kicks to Anderson. Passes it to Bogdanovich. This one for three. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Anderson.
Looked like there was a little confusion there as to who was supposed to be guarding him.
Here is Mr. Incredible, defended by Anderson. That's a 2 from Butler. Another one falls for Chicago. And here is Jack.
You know, with the time left, they can trade 2 for 1 here
if they hurry.
Lopez outside. Lopez a screen. Anderson outside. Lets it go from deep. Anderson can't get that one to fall.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
And the Bulls, another 3.
Boy, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
Nets trail by 7.
And they'll probably let the clock wind down here.
Exactly. No need to give the ball back before the end of the quarter.
Pass to Bogdanovich. And Jack kicks to Bogdanovich. Here's the dish to Plumlee. From outside the arc. And that does it for the first half of play. Bulls lead by 7. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Pow, tell us what have been the key aspects to how this team is playing so far through the first 2 quarters.
Oh, just had to be aggressive from the beginning. Take the shots over there. And move the ball. We're being selfish.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment.
Some really terrific numbers for Mr. Incredible. He has 20 points, and he's hit the mark twice from 3-point range as well.
Well, it's no secret. I mean, the more points he can come up with from out there, the better off they'll be offensively with their spacing.
Not a lot of people thought, Steve, that Chicago had a chance last year to do much when Derrick Rose went down, but they stuck with it and ended up in the playoffs nonetheless.
And they didn't just make the playoffs. They had home court advantage in the first round as well.
Deron Williams and Joe Johnson at the 1 and 2. Down low, Kevin Garnett and Brook Lopez. And it's Kirilenko in at the 3 slot. So that's the group for Lionel Hollins as we begin the second half.
Man, that was a real mark it up. Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
And why not? I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Lopez, no luck.
Hard work on the glass once again, fellas. They put a lot of effort into their rebound.
Well, you get more rebounds, you get more possessions, more shots at the hoop, and oftentimes that decides the game.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. Brooklyn shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. That free throw, no good.
And often you can learn more about a team when they are unhealthy versus when they're at full strength. And last year I thought the Bulls showed they are not and have never been a one-man show. It's all about everybody contributing for them.
Here's Mr. Incredible. Rebound, Brooklyn.
And that's a shot he had to take.
For sure, it was a good decision, just poor execution.
Lopez, a screen on Butler. Williams attacking. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Williams has got 5 now.
As you said with the Bulls, there was a tendency to think that they were just Derrick Rose and 4 others, but top to bottom, this team has guys that can play.
Offensive rebound, and the foul called on Pau Gasol. That's foul number 2 for him. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. With Rose out last year, Clark, as you said, the guys who are mostly role players showed what they can do.
Well, they're really unselfish at both ends of the floor, and that shows. I mean, they give great effort, they trust each other, they play together, and they always play hard. They finish games, which I think is a credit to them and the coaching staff.
And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Yes, Kevin, the Bulls, known for their hard-nosed style of play, something Coach Tom Thibodeau calls, quote, Chicago tough. Center Joakim Noah said, I don't think our style would work everywhere. It represents our city. Our whole thing is playing with more of an edge than the other team. He added, we aren't scared of anybody. Guys?
Hey, don't back down. Thanks, Doris. The three. The rebound by Garnett.
Boy, he's got a nice-looking stroke. That almost went in.
Yeah, a lot of times he'll hit that shot regardless of the defense.
Lopez a screen. Williams dishes to Garnett. Tipped away. Williams kicks to Garnett. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. Williams has got 3 assists in the game. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Mr. Incredible, the pass to Gasol. That is good. And the Bulls lead by 4.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
That's what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. More of the same. Get it inside.
Nets have gone 4-6 from the field since the start of the third.
Pau Gasol over the last few seasons dealing with a number of lower body injuries. Knee tendonitis, plantar fasciitis, groin, toe. I'll tell you, Kobe had suggested to him to try to really slim down to lessen the pressure on his joints.
Oh, and here comes Johnson all alone.
Bulls foul call.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Personal foul. At the line for
And he can't get the first one.
Johnson. 2 shots.
And the second free throw, good.
Well, Joe Johnson in this one, he has 8 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
Now, a lot of times he's one of those players who can get hot and stay hot from the three-point line. So I look for him to continue to search for shots out there.
And Pau, never really the burly type, but for 7-footers, getting as light as possible can really reduce the popping on those joints.
Yeah, it does. They say every 5 pounds takes some significant wear and tear off your joints. And we've certainly seen that be effective for Tim Duncan. He's leaned up considerably, and Pau able to play both power forward and center. I think the lighter weight will serve him well.
And Kirilenko sends it back.
He hit a couple in the first, but so far he's been unable to get uncorked here.
Williams dishes to Kirilenko. The kick out to Lopez. Outside Williams. This one for 3. Johnson can't hit. The Bulls leading by 5. 1:43 left in the third quarter. That's good.
This is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
Outside Williams. Floats one. He lays it in. Williams has got 5 points now this quarter.
Looked like he may have been showboating a little bit at the end of that one.
From downtown, Brooklyn with the rebound. Lopez has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Williams kicks to Johnson. Back to Williams. Lopez sets a screen for Williams. Kirilenko the pass to Williams. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. So for the Nets, Plumlee comes in for Brook Lopez. And Mirza Teletovic subbed in for Andre Kirilenko.
Mason Plumlee. Mirza Teletovic.
56 seconds left to play in the third. 4 on the clock. Here's Garnett. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there. The Bulls leading by 6. Here's Mr. Incredible. Connects from 3-point range. Mr. Incredible's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Bulls. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. They set the pick. Williams attacking. He got right to the cup using that screen. Williams has got 9.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys. They're in the position they're in right now thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
6-second difference between the shot and game plan. Johnson, a wide open look. Teletovic dishes to Plumlee. Johnson kicks to Teletovic. Plumlee, the pass to Teletovic. He feeds it to Plumlee. Poked away and out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Here's Mr. Incredible. Another 3 for Chicago.
This is incredible. It's been a three-point barrage since halftime.
Yeah, whether by design or by accident, it has been impressive.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Bulls out front. They lead by 12. And we'll have the start of the 4th quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, this had to be the choice. It was an absolutely sensational feat, putting it way up there above the rim so that only his teammate could catch it. And not only does he do it, but he powers it down from there.
Yeah, the timing of these plays are just phenomenal.
No question.
Chicago leading by 12. So for Chicago right now, Mr. Incredible is out there with Pau Gasol. Then it's Magician. Then it's P. And it's Butler in at the shooting guard position. Here's Mr. Incredible. And there's the foul. It goes on Mr. Incredible. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
That's the way you play defense. He saw the hop step a mile away and got in the path to disrupt it.
Here's Williams. Plumlee sets the pick for Williams. He kicks to Plumlee. Left side, Williams. Now the pass to Teletovic. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Teletovic has got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for Brooklyn. Chicago has gone 6 of 10 from 3-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. Here is Mr. Incredible. Teletovic grabs the board. Teletovic has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Williams with the ball. Butler covering. Williams kicks to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
You know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Chicago.
2 shots.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And another thing that's obviously helped them here, guys, is how hot they've been from the 3-point line. They've been on fire.
Lopez, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Karolinko comes in for Mirza Teletovic. Johnson hits them both.
Boy, they came out of the locker room at halftime with a much more physical disposition than they had in the first half.
Sure helps that they've got extra trips to the foul line here in the second, and that has to continue if they're going to complete this comeback.
Now Williams. Johnson attacking. Got a piece of it. Here is Mr. Incredible, guarded by Karolinko. Here's Mr. Incredible. Pass to Dawson from 11 feet away. And the jumper falls for him. And the Bulls lead by 9.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
Outside Williams. Kicks it to Lopez. Dawson with the rebound. Dawson's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Here's Mr. Incredible again, Chicago.
What a top-notch game he's having. He's gotten them in front, and it sure seemed like he's going to keep them there. All by himself, it looks like.
Timeout call for Nets. Mr. Incredible with a strong contribution so far in this one.
He's been locked in from deep. They're giving him too much breathing room and definitely paying the price for it.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hey, guys, over that break, I was able to catch the message Lionel Hollins was giving to his team. He doesn't think they've been giving it their all, saying they've been quicker to rebounds, to every loose ball. We've got to wake up. The game's slipping away, and we're letting it happen. We have got to take control of this thing. We'll see if he lit a fire under him, guys.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Here's Lopez. Rebound by the Bulls. P's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
I think the game plan needs to change here, guys, if they're going to get out of the hole, because he is not helping their offense.
The shot by Butler, nobody around. Gets to the corner and buries it.
Well, the lead isn't getting any smaller. I mean, this is an incredibly well-rounded performance for this club on the road.
You know, that's the thing, Steve. To dominate as they have in front of a hostile crowd, really impressive.
Williams kicks to Lopez. Feeds it to Garnett. And it's going to be 2 free throws. True contact on the shot.
Well, Kevin Garnett came into this league straight out of high school, initially a 6'9" small forward, but he continued to grow. Been listed at 6'11" for most of his career. For whatever reason, he's never embraced actually being called a 7-foot.
And Garnett, every bit 7 feet tall. And in his prime, one of the most mobile and agile 7-footers the league has ever seen.
Yeah, and one of the best jump shooting 7-footers from that 15 to 18-foot range as well. Led the league in rebounds per game 4 consecutive seasons from 03 to 07. Looked like one of those guys that was made to play the game.
And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Clark. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list. And yeah, they're moving the ball now. 8 of their last 10 points coming off assisted buckets.
Steve, nothing makes a coach smile as much as pure, selfless teamwork.
So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
You know, Brook Lopez is a devastating scorer from the right block, and at his size, it's really tough to bottle that shot, and really it comes down to whether he makes it or not, and most of the time he makes it.
And for Brook Lopez, the next evolution of his game is improving as a passer from the low block.
Yeah, you know, you have to punish teams for double teaming. That's how you go from star to superstar, making your teammates better. Lopez has continued to evolve. Hopefully he can stay healthy this year. That's the main thing.
Nets trail by 16. Williams with the ball. The feed to Lopez. 6 feet out. That drops.
Boy, he can be a matchup nightmare inside the paint.
The Bulls leading by 14. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
This is what they're very decisive. And I think it can be considered a statement win for the Bulls.
A lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easy.
They made the defense adjust by moving the ball like that, and there was no answer for it.
You look at the stats, and you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Mr. Incredible. Every time he shot it, seemed like it was just going to drop in, and nobody was surprised.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% Johnson.
Really aggressive play, taking it to the rim against the big man.
tell you what, I love that fearless attitude.
Here's Mr. Incredible and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Boy, you relish these sorts of road games where you come in and you get the job done.
In a long schedule with the kinds of pressure of travel and tough opponents throughout the season, it's always good when you play a game like they have here.
Another good look there, and that's his second three-pointer of the game.
That's short off the rim.
That's his comfort zone, so defensively, really nice job challenging the shot.
Williams kicks to Garnett, and a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. The Bulls have gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the fourth, sinking the majority of their shots. Stolen by Kirilenko.
Well, looks like their comeback hopes are out the window. I think this lead is safe now.
Yep, this one's a done deal.
A shot by Johnson, no good.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Now Williams. Into Johnson. Williams dishes to Johnson. Here's Garnett. Goes up again. He takes it up and lays it in.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle.